Huh? Do you think anyone's gonna watch this video? I don't know, dude. All we can do is make the video. Okay, I could probably get a stand for this camera is sitting in the front of the table. But anyway, in real time, although it's not your real time, because it's about 4 in the morning on September 25th, the day that my U-Box with the remaining things from my Mercantile Square loft that I decided to keep when I, unfortunately, after 2 years and 4 months of living at the Mercantile Square loft at a wonderful location. Make sure I have my key. This could be the last 10 days of being in my apartment. 406, it's the hallway. I got my fob. I have a laundry room around the corner here, so I at least don't have to go to a laundromat. It's pretty convenient. I just use an app. It's on my floor, and I have 2 washers and 2 dryers, so I can start a wash and then walk around to my apartment. I have an elevator. I'm going out I don't think it's snowing outside, but it is December 28th. There's a Starbucks only a block away in Capital One, the new way of banking's 4 minutes out my door. 80 degrees, and it's 5:24 a.m. Starbucks opens up at 5:30. Now I can type in Starbucks, see Starbucks. It'll show one that's just 2 blocks away, but the one I'm walking to, see, these are all the Starbucks within walking distance. Encinitas used to be, still kind of, it really is, but especially back in the early 70s, it's now 2021, was North County coastal, and it was considered like a rural surfer hippie town. Consideration, I'm sitting here, standing here by the ocean. There's people down here in bathing suits, surfboards, surfing. fun stuff happening, like stuff. And I've got these magnets on my thing where I can put the phone so you can get some breathe. I got my Hello, this is Doug Guerma. Welcome to Driving to Tokyo. Click on the subscribe button, the like button. Come on inside and check out what I'm doing. I love truck driving. I'm going to be sharing a video every single day about how I drive a truck. But also the whole system I have of having fun, traveling. I've been to Japan 5 times in 2 years. I have more fun driving a truck than any other thing I've ever done in my life. Plus I saved $38,000 last year. So if you're curious about truck driving, check it out. Click on the subscribe button, the like button. I look forward to seeing you on the inside, sharing my videos with you.
What am I doing here? What are you doing here? You, me, us, together right now. Now, I think we're all trying to figure out the riddle. You know, put some rhyme to the reason and answer the bigger existential question of what the hell are we doing here in this life that we're living? In this life that sometimes we feel like we're not living at all. And I get it, man. We live in such uncertain times. We are constantly searching for answers, constantly searching for our sanity even. We're just looking for some solid ground to step on. It's damn hard to find. We're not quite sure how to move forward, much less where we'd be going when we do. Yes, the future, it's foggy. And it seems like on this highway called life, everybody's got their hazard lights on. We're asking the question, is this all there is? Is this just how it's got to be? We don't know who to trust. We don't know what to believe in. So what do? We find ourselves chasing every single fad that the world tells us we should chase. And none of them seem to get us where we want to go. No, they just have us going in circles, revolving, getting dizzy, instead of evolving. And you know what I'm sorry and congratulations at the same time fact of our situation is? No one's come to save us. That's the first thing we gotta admit. No, that genie in a bottle is still just a genie. That lottery ticket probably ain't gonna hit the jackpot. And those goals and dreams that we have ain't gonna reach themselves on their own. And that's why right now is the time to adapt, to evolve, to take inventory. That's why right now is the time to renegotiate who we are, how we treat each other. That's why right now is the time to re-engineer how we can get to where we want and need to go. That's why right now is the time to restore what's worth keeping from our past and what's worth taking into our future. It is time to not just find solid ground. It's time to admit that the solid ground that we seek is also higher ground. A place where we can truly have more value, choice, balance, joy, love, health, security, freedom, divinity. Where we can get more out of our life, our relationships, our careers, ourselves. So let me answer that question that I asked earlier. How the hell did I get here today with you? And what's my goal? As said, after my book Green Lights was published, and people asked me to dive deeper into the process, they asked me questions like, McConaughey, tell me more about that methodology to determine whether a light in my life is green, yellow, or red. I want to hear more on that. They asked me questions like, how do I know if I can trust a green light? How do I know if a green light is just a battery-powered flash in the pan or some timeless solar-powered green light that I can rely on leading me home? They asked me, how do I know what choice to make at the yellow lights in my life? When do I heed caution and slow down because I need to? And when do I put the pedal to the metal and blow through that damn thing? They asked me about those red lights. He said, how do I trust and believe that there's actually a gift for me in every red light that stops me in my tracks? They also asked me, what do you mean by the art of living? Well, I needed to ponder those questions. So, alone, I went to my favorite office. I buckled up in my favorite seat, and I started crossing the highways and byways of North America. Yes, I took a road trip.
Well, so now we're just talking about, trucking and this and that. So, we can just make this just super casual.
Yeah.
Just realistic.
Yeah. I don't mind if she just wants to listen and contribute and listen to us talk. I don't care. It's kind of cool because she's kind of like, we could be interviewing her and then she can kind of be part of the live audience,
Right.
I'm just if she wants to. She's on her home time, so she's visiting her sisters, I guess.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was talking to her the other day. She seemed pretty open to just the idea of, talking about trucking and her story and just, she seems like she likes this kind of stuff too. So it could just be like a doorway for her to get, her own channel going, or maybe to find her own, specific thing that she might want to do. So, or maybe just connect,
Yeah, well, I thought it might be, depending on how she feels and how she wants to go, she could just come on here and be a part of the channel on a casual basis for a while and see how it goes, and she can share these things with her family and with other drivers, and then she can kind of play it by ear.
Nice. Yeah. I think it's a great thing that we're doing with this. And it's all part of the channel process. If you're watching this recording, we're just hanging out. Got Doug and Mike here for our weekly recap, and we're also going to be chatting with another truck driver coming on soon. So we're just kind of recapping, hanging out. Doug, where are you? You're in California right now, or?
Yeah, I'm on a highway 505, which I'll kind of picture this. I was talking about geography with my friends in Japan. They don't know the geography, so I'm giving them a little geography. I just came down on Interstate 5, and there's a highway 505 that's a shortcut to the Bay Area, so you don't have to go into Sacramento. And the 505 catches the 80 that goes into San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm right before you get to the 80. In other words, I'm just outside the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm going to a place called Tracy to drop off this load. I'm about 80 miles from there. That's about an hour and a half. And then from there, I have to drive approximately about 5 hours south to pick up another load. It's a Kia furniture load. And that's it's a short one to LA. And then I'm going from there out to the East Valley of Los Angeles, going all the way to Arizona from there.
Oh, nice.
This is my home time, what's called my home time load. These are the loads to get me home for a couple of days.
Oh, so you're going to take a couple of days off coming up, or what?
Yeah. I'm going to. This next load is just a short one to get me to pick up the longer run that goes out to a place east of Tucson, Arizona. And then I'm taking the truck back to the terminal, and I'm taking 2 days off. So this is like my home time runs. There's still 3 runs, and this is still going to be about, I don't know, 500 miles or something like that. But these are my runs to go home. And LC was saying, I asked her, do you live in the Kansas City area? She said, no, she lives in Arizona. But what's nice with our company, she wanted to visit her sisters, and we have a Kansas City terminal, so she can ask the company to route her to Kansas City so she can visit her sisters.
Nice.
So it makes it nice if you want to see relatives, you don't have to drive or fly there.
Yeah, that's
so
a cool
we have
thing.
that flexibility.
I remember meeting some truckers back in the day, years ago, and a guy was telling me the same thing. He's like, yeah, if I want to go on vacation, let's say I want to go to Florida for the week, I can just request a load to go to Florida, drop it off, hang out for however long, and then pick back up and go. I mean, I think that's the best thing about this profession, is just being able to basically get paid to travel and go wherever you want at the end of the day, if you're willing to do it, you know.
I do it with Airbnb. I like it because, I've done it already several times. I have a really nice Airbnb I really like in Denver. It's all furnished, just like my own place. And we have a terminal in Denver, so I just get routed there, park the truck. If I want to rent a car, so I have a car for a few days, I just rent a car, stay in the Airbnb for 2, 3, 4 days. So it's like having an apartment there that's waiting for me until I need it. And then I just hit the road again. I could do that in Portland. I could do that in Southern California. I could do that all over.
Suit. You've seen the things where you've got to be some giant charismatic leader that can speak in front of thousands of people. You've seen the things where you're going to start a little guru business and sell products just like the guru that's selling the products, who's actually an expert, that's going to take you 18 hours a day and all of your life savings before you ever make a penny. You've seen the things that they just don't work. So is that really a choice? I think not. I think that you have one choice, and your choice is right now to click the button below the video and join the Lifestyle Society. To click the button right now, because this is urgent for you. Now, there's some people watching and they're like, I don't know why I should join now. I should think, there's actually a reason. There's actually things they could lose by not joining right now. Like, what can they actually lose, Brian? Like if they don't click the button right now, if they don't get in right now, like, how are they going to lose out by not getting in right now?
Well, for one, if you don't get in right now, if you don't click the button now, you're going to continue to have the exact same life that you've had, and for me, that was urgent. I didn't want that another second. I wanted to change that immediately, right? And so when I was watching this, I was like, personally, I didn't know anybody that had ever made a bunch of money on the internet. I didn't know anybody that got rich online. I didn't personally know anybody that had ever been able to create a lifestyle that I truly wanted. So I just had to trust these random strangers. And so, for me, it just came down to enough was enough. I'm tired of having my boss, breathing down my neck, getting angry at me for shit that I didn't even do. I'm tired of being trapped in this one little spot, within this one little cube. I'm this cog in this wheel, not going anywhere. No one notices. There's no reason. I don't have a purpose, right? And I wanted freedom. I wanted out. And so for me, it was just another second of that wasn't, there had to have been more to life.
Right.
Yeah.
So in a cage, a woman is not built to live in a cage. We're built to be free. The risk is staying in a cubicle, staying in a job, staying in the life that you don't want, and not making the change to have the life that you do want, the life that they've been able to create, the life that I've been able to create. Is it just us, Brian?
No.
Like, who are some other people that have succeeded? I mean, we've got them here. Most of the time, people that have a video. Why don't we walk around here real quick and just introduce you to some of our members? Hold on, I'll just walk in here real quick. Hey, can you flip the light on here real quick? So I've got a couple members inside here. I don't actually know how to work the lights in Rob's house. Here we go. Right, we've got Lawrence.
Hey, how's it going? Hey.
Yeah. Sit down real quick. So this is going to be really quick. We've got some people who are watching online, and they're like, okay, I met Brian and Sandy.
They've got a lot of videos here, and at the end of the day, I feel, as I'm watching the videos of you and going through the videos myself, like, I feel that people can connect to you in a way, and if you keep these videos in a pattern that let people have a dose of you and what you're talking about, then they want more, so they click next to the next video. And next to the next video. And yes, maybe there are those videos that are like an hour long. I'm not saying that you can't have long videos. I like the idea for right now, thinking of keeping it as short and as concise and compelling as well. You want to have things that are really get people to think. Like earlier this week, you had a video that was you in the truck, and you had, you know, you were going through some personal feelings, and you were just kind of feeling like whatever. And then later in the next clip, you were like back at it. Energy was high through the roof, and it was like, you know, that was great video right there. And I could just see people getting connected to the real talk. You know, just like right now, you're in your truck. It's so cool. Like people are actually interested in the truck lifestyle, whether they want to do it or not. Just like van life, you know, there are a lot of people that are interested in traveling in a van or in a bus. More people are interested in watching it than actually doing it. So if you actually are doing it yourself, well, you have that attractor factor that people are going to want to watch you, you know. So that's really what it's all about, finding something that you love and tap into it. Like Michelle and I, we love travel, we love video, we love the van. You know, that's what we share. We love personal development. Same stuff that you are loving as well, only you do it in the truck life. You know, you're doing it in the back of a truck sleeper. You've got that as that's your travel space, that's your studio, that's your everything right there, and you're able to kind of just blast off to all different places in the country. So what's that?
Absolutely.
Hold on,
Absolutely.
Michelle wants to add something.
Yeah, I just want to say that inspires people to use like the way you inspired you, considering people on the road. If someone wanted to actually pursue a job or career after maybe they're done on the road, the position was still inspired.
Right. I don't know if you could hear any of that, but Michelle was just saying like how, like what you do, it inspires people to like, you know, be able to go and even create a living or a travel life. Like, let's say they think their travel days are over. Well, you know, they can go work, make money, and travel at the same time. So it's like, it's really a no-brainer when you think about it. Honestly, it really is.
Well, think about it. Let me break this down, Mike. Okay. It's really, really cool. Like we've talked about our experience with network marketing and affiliate marketing. Okay. What's cool, I was talking to my driver manager, Michael, who's this young guy, and he's open to part of this too. I said, I actually want to bring the culture of night in the office, and you, my dispatcher, bring you onto my channel. So I'm like, here, I have a little dialogue with my manager, so it makes it more real. So I can talk about the relationship with your driver manager and how close you are. And it's not typical corporate America. They're really cool. You know, they're really hip. Like when they answer the phone, sometimes they're like, "Hey, brother," it's like, "Okay, yeah, everything's cool." You know, they're just real. It's real cool. But what my point is, what we're talking about is, when I bring in a driver from another company that's not happy, and they see my video and what I'm doing, and they're like, "I'm not on daily pay." I mean, he can actually send the transfer before 10 o'clock in the morning, and he gets paid that night. I have to wait 2 weeks for a paycheck. That is so cool. Yeah, so I kick it down. That I'm actually going to do a video. I love night. I'm going to go down point by point by point by point by point by point. So I have very specific reasons why I love night. So someone watches that. But what Mike was saying, he said, "Dude, we pay $1,500 per driver." So what that means, when you go to Japan, if you get your whole social media thing where you have enough traffic, enough signups in a month, you realize you could be sipping your, he said this, you could be sipping your latte or your sake in Japan and have 10 signups in the month and have $15,000 income while you're in Japan. And Night's supporting it. I only have to do one load a month. I can just say, "Hey, I'm making more money recruiting. I'm just gonna start going to Japan a lot. I'm gonna go to Japan every other month."
Lifestyle Society, and they're actually, you know, they're part of the TAM team here. So how much have you made as a part of this?
My accountant over there could probably be a more exact.
Yeah, how much have you guys made here?
I just heard you say yesterday with $2.5 million.
So you guys have made $2.5 million, $2.5 million, and I don't think you were making that before.
No, not as an engineer. No.
You're not. No, so you were an engineer. So you were in a cubicle too.
Dude, cubicle, man. It's
Yeah.
The deal.
That we were talking about. That's a cage. It's
well,
actually a cage.
a cage would be better than my cubicle because my cubicle was up to my head, like physically.
Yeah, it was actually.
So
a
it
cage.
didn't even cover My head.
So you couldn't even.
I couldn't even hide.
You didn't even have a view in your cage.
No, I saw half of a cubicle wall.
I mean, were you making that much money in your cage?
No. I mean, no. That's why I had to go online. I had to go find something and Google around.
Yeah, and he got started, and then you've made $2.5 million since when?
It's like 2011, I guess.
So 2011. Right now, it's 2017. Filming this video.
Yeah.
This is 6 years,
Yeah.
$2.5
Like
million.
5.5,
That's
yeah.
like average $400,000, $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Since you've joined the Lifestyle Society.
Yeah.
So what do you say to a person who's watching this right now? They're like,
Yeah.
can I do this? Should I make a decision and join? I have a job. I'm busy. I've only got part-time hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can I really create the lifestyle?
Well, I mean, if you have a job, you were definitely taught by someone and you followed some instructions and you were basically told do it or get fired.
Yeah.
And I think if you take that same type of energy, do it for your own business or do it for yourself. I mean, just don't fire yourself. Just do what you need to do to make it happen. And
Yeah. So if you're watching this video, my encouragement is just get started. Now I've got